Alright, I guess I'm going to try to do one of these voiceovers. I've never done one before, but putting together this video I realized that a bunch of video clips don't really give the whole essence of what a hunt is, so I'm going to try to add some context to the videos to kind of share the story a little bit better. This first photo is the cabin view from where we were staying, and then the next photo is us opening morning. We were pretty excited, heard a lot of bulls bugling during the night before bed, so we were ready to get going. First off, we started up on a bugle that we had heard, and on our way up to there we jumped up a few cows. So this first clip's kind of just showing these cows as we bust them. And so this first morning after we bumped those cows, we were able to get on quite a few different bulls and had some awesome interactions, but weren't able to get any of them to commit and come in. They just had standoffs with us, but did have a couple of deer that came in, got a little bit of a video of that, and then just some cool bugling back and forth. So after the morning hunt, we changed directions and went into a drainage, and we were walking along the top of it, bugling over to the other side, hoping to pick up on some bedded bulls, and was able to find or hear a bull. And then after a little bit of glassing, we were actually able to spot him and watch his cows for a little bit, but decided he wasn't quite the bull we were after. So after leaving that bull and his cows, we kept going down the drainage and was able to pick up on another bugle, but also just glassing across the way, we saw some cows. And then after a little patience, the bull popped up, and from a distance we thought he was a really nice bull, good enough that it was worthy of dropping down and over to the other side to see if we could get a little bit closer. Had a good idea where they were going. Never know with elk. This is one of the rare times where it actually worked out the way we planned and got a little ahead of them, and the herd kind of moved into us after doing a little calling. The bull was really docile, so he did not come running with it. Took quite a bit for the bull to finally show himself, but he finally does. And yet again, he's kind of like the other one, just not quite the bull we were after. But we were in this herd of elk for I don't know how long. I had to edit it down because it just was so long. It'd just be nothing but watching elk for an hour and a half, which is pretty fun. But yeah, we got to see some really cool stuff. Watch that bull, and you can see how he calls very silently. He really did not want to let his presence be known. And if you watch closely, it kind of sucks. The camera kind of loses focus, but there's a point whenever he starts raking that he actually flicks a branch up and almost almost hits the cow. So that was pretty cool. And then after the cow ended up winding us, going down below us, I did a little calling, just seeing if I could kind of settle him down, and did a little raking as well, and was able to bring the whole herd back and was able to watch them a little bit longer. So it was a really cool experience, just being, you know, sitting in the middle of elk herd, like 10, 12 cows and a really nice bull.
Oh, there he is. There he is. What do you think?
It's kind of cool right there. You can see where he does a really low bugle. He really did not want to let anybody know where he was at. So after the cow, I think, wins us because she went down below us, but you can see her come running through up past us, and she kind of takes the herd off with her. And I let out a bark chuckle, which you can kind of see that in the video. And then once they leave my sight, I start raking, and with that little bit of raking and that bark chuckle, they came right back in. So I was kind of chuckling because brought the whole herd back and we got to watch them for a little while longer.
He is a pussy. Gonna call the whole goddamn herd back. Boom.
So after leaving that bull and his herd, we were getting pretty low on light, and we had a long way back to the cabin. On our way back, and about dark, it was just light enough I could get a little footage, but it was probably past shooting light. But just for fun, I couldn't resist. There was just bulls everywhere bugling, so of course we had to do a little bugling back, and ended up seeing one of them, good bull, kind of in that same class that we just saw in the video, and then also called in a little like rag 4 or 5, I don't know, it was kind of dark, couldn't see him, but you can see him a little bit in the video, and then got some good footage of him doing a bull bark, which was kind of cool. So that was kind of fun, just screaming at like 4 different bulls, having a good time. So the next morning we got up, went to a completely different area, and boy, great looking area, but just did not find a single bull or a bugle. Well, actually we did find a bull. We're on our way out, been bugling up a storm, location bugling, trying to get something to answer, nothing. And if I hadn't have been looking up, I'd have never saw him. But this, I don't know, rag 5, pretty good size 5, comes sprinting in front of us 50 yards. I mean, full sprint. And you couldn't hear a thing. Like, if I didn't see him, I'd have never known he's there. Dad was right next to me, looking the other direction, never even knew there was an elk there. Just wicked how quiet they are when they want to be. But skip forward to the evening hunt, went back up to my favorite spot, and hiked in there a little ways and kind of got to a junction, and there's also a wallow, and I was just like, let's sit here and let's just see how the evening goes, see what's calling, see kind of where they're at, and if there's something we can make a move on, we will, but let's just be a little patient. Well, so we weren't there too long, probably 30 minutes or so, and hear a commotion behind us. Thought for sure they got our wind or something like that, and out pops this cow and this bull that we have here in the video sprinting out to this wallow. And it was kind of cool how the bull seemed to stand watch as the cow drank, and then boy, they got a quick drink and then off they went. So this next clip, I kind of pulled a dummy. You'd think I'd know better with as much elk hunting as I've done, but we had this bull calling to us behind us from the ones that we were actually going after, and he just sounded closer and closer, and I was like, fine, we'll switch directions and go look at him. And so we set up and we do a little calling. I should know better to stay a little bit longer, but we had so much action that I got impatient. Well, of course, as we're going to leave, just had that feeling, so I turned around and looked, and there's this nice bull on the hillside that was coming in, spotted us leaving, and he did a quick 360 and got out of there. I got the small clip of him turning around and leaving. Didn't get the best look at him. We don't think he was a shooter, but he was definitely a good bull.
Not a bad looking bull.
So after that bull busts us, we have this bull below us, kind of where we were sitting on that wallow, and just tell by the way he was calling that he was pretty amped up. But we had to move. We had cows that were side hilling us. We called in these cows, and we actually set up, just making sure there wasn't thinking there's a bull. I mean, it's September, but it was kind of funny. There was no bull with them. But so these cows are side hilling us. We got thermals going down. This bull's calling below us, which we want to be below them, so we had to hustle. So we kicked it into high gear, ran on down there. We got these cows, just waiting for these cows to bust out. I mean, they're literally 50 yards from us and coming closer, but we're just trying to get ahead of them before they get our wind to get a look at this bull. And we get down there, and the clip kind of tells the rest of the story.
Oh, he's a pretty good bull, Dad. How'd it feel?
Alright, so as you can tell from that clip, happened fast. I mean, we barely got down on the backpack. First cow stepped out, told Dad to wait. We let her get past, threw him up on the bag, and there was one other cow, had to stop, wait for her, and then the bull came out. I was only able to see that left side, and we just had a small window, and his left side looked good. Like, I mean, usually with an elk, it seems like they usually match, and we're in earlier September, so not really worrying about too much on broken points, but it happened quick. Saw that left side and just made a split decision that that was a good bull, and Dad ended up making a good shot. We ended up having to put another one in him, but we were able to recover him the next morning. We weren't able to get him that night. Didn't know where that first shot was, and just was really worried about pushing him. And it was getting cool in the evening, so we just let him sit. And we came back the next morning and was able to find him. And walking up, still could only see his left side, and he is just a dandy. And it wasn't until we got up there, grabbed it, pulled it up, that we saw his right side. And what a goofy looking bull. I mean, kind of technically a 4x7, because he does have a 7th point on the one side, but it wasn't a break, like a fresh break. It had to have been whenever he was in velvet, and it almost looks like maybe he caught his third on something and ripped it off. It looked like somebody took a chainsaw through that antler, right where the third would have attached. But after I think him ripping it off, it just grew funny. But kind of a really unique bull, and we were really excited to have him. So it all worked out, and Dad was happy, and it was sure a awesome experience to get to go show Dad September and Colin. And I haven't hunted with him in, gosh, probably 10 years or more, so it was a really cool experience and feel really lucky. It's crazy after how long you wait for a hunt like this. Dad, I think, had 18 years saved up into this tag, and how fast it goes. But it sure was a fun hunt. Great job, Dad. What a bull. Had such a great time getting to hunt with you, and it'll definitely be a memory forever.